If you hadn't met me, we wouldn't have Maria.
Oh, damn. Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of couch potatoes in love that love reacting to Castlevania Nocturne.
This is true.
Season 1, Episode 5 that we're checking out today. And you can get early ad-free access and see our full watch-along reactions over on Patreon. Links in the description of this video. And we also have a playlist for all of our reactions for Castlevania Nocturne. And for Castlevania as well. So we saw both. Well, we're seeing Castlevania Nocturne now. That's why you're here. So
Yes.
ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Richter.
You poor guy.
Yeah.
I hate that smell.
It's Willow Park.
I smell it so often now, all I associate it with is ouch!
Well, hold still.
Are you this rough all the time?
I'm not a nurse.
It's deeper than I thought.
Ouch! And it's only worked once. I can only do it on flesh wounds. I've been trying to teach myself bones, but
Holy crap.
You're brilliant.
That's a neat trick.
Yeah.
His wife is saying she intends to keep the head.
Give her my condolences, will you? Tell her it's a shame he will be missed.
Blah, blah, blah.
And he has exquisite taste for soft furnishings.
I'll tell her I'll find the Belmont boy and bring back his head.
Are you crying?
no, it's just I always liked that I could see it from here. When I first came to Moscow 17 years ago, I had nothing, but I've never forgotten how much compassion they showed me. It felt like a safe place.
Richter! What are you doing? Tell me you're not going back to the Abbey.
I don't need you to come with me.
No, don't go.
I told Edouard come back for him.
You won't make it out alive.
You're upset. I'm furious. I am too, but we have to wait. For what?
To regroup, to devise a new plan, for the sun to rise, for Richter.
I don't have time to wait for Richter. How can I enjoy even one night of peace while he's not free? When he helped to free me. But if you go now, it's suicide.
We need to understand our enemy to defeat them and to save Edouard.
She's right.
Maria, you're in my way.
That's the point.
Tell me you're not going back to the Abbey tonight.
Fine.
Or the chateau.
You're right. We'll need to understand our enemies to defeat them.
Reconnaissance.
If Richter was here, you to wait for Richter before you
That
do
goes without
everything.
saying.
He ran away.
Try to forgive him. Olrox is the vampire who killed his mother, the dragon that's haunted his nightmares since he was a child.
We all have nightmares. When I was a girl, I was taught to be frightened of people on our plantation with this mark on their body. The people with this mark, they're the people who know intimately how much freedom can cost. So I do too. If I'd let my past terrify me, I'd never be free of it.
Didn't have to break the door though.
Oh!
Striking terror in the hearts of children, I see.
I prefer my blood blue.
I'm talking about the Belmont boy,
Son of an old foe.
the soon-to-be dead son of an old foe. Maybe you do things differently in the new world, but over here we don't feed off the wealthy.
I didn't realize how invested you are in keeping the mortals happy.
We're in an uneasy alliance with the humans in this town. For now. Making deals with them, feeding on peasants only in exchange for some influence among the aristocracy.
The sun will rise soon. Shouldn't you get back to the chateau?
Where are you staying?
There's an inn on the other side.
Private.
I like it here in town. The instant the sun comes up, some quality in the air changes.
We all feel it. It's dread. Imagine total freedom, never shrinking from light.
I don't waste my time imagining things that will never be.
That's what the Messiah's gonna do.
We've seen empires rise and fall, Aurochs. Mortals are fickle. I was a priestess of Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess of war and vengeance. I remember the smell of mortal bodies on festival days. And now,
And now those temples are half buried in dust.
Human lives are as long as mayflies. Their loyalty is just as fleeting. Let's make a new world, Aurochs.
That's another one I've heard before.
And let's make it.
Ha! Such a cool power.
Last time I saw you, you were with that mulatto boy. They presented you to me hours after you were born, with a neck like a wishbone.
Get him.
I've had years to study you as well. I haven't forgotten the way you cower before the Christian God.
Nice.
Clever. And now you're gonna bake in the sun.
Burning flesh. You should know it well.
I know the sound your mother made when she died. I know what your nightmares are made of.
I'm not the one in the cage.
I'm sure you wake up some mornings with the smell of burnt sugar in the back of your throat and forget you ever left.
You're the one with the brand on your forehead.
How long were you a slave? You, your people, my property.
What's that got to do with Ursabet?
Elizabeth is a goddess. She drank the blood of Sekhmet. Sekhmet is the daughter of Ra, a lioness. Elizabeth is coming with all of Sekhmet's power to restore all things.
What does that mean?
She will come with eternal night. She will destroy everyone and everything you love.
Too bad you won't be around to see it.
Thanks for being such a talker.
Exactly.
The sun is rising, devouring the darkness.
Oh.
This is the natural order.
Bet I never felt so warm.
It's not fair. Everyone wants to be liberty. Or maybe she could be equality or fraternity.
You have to be a man to be fraternity. It means brotherhood.
Sisternity, then. Oh, suits you. Want to join us?
Your festival or your revolution?
Both. We'll need someone to fight for us. And you look as if you have some fight in you.
He's wondering about that now.
Maybe I'm tired of fighting.
Gotta get your confidence back.
Emmanuel.
Tara, please. I only came to talk.
We have nothing to say to you.
Are you hurt?
I've been turning it over in my mind. What I saw and what I know about you. You told me once that God had called you a name, that he called you to fight evil.
I used to believe that. The cornerstones I built my life on are being toppled.
Maybe it's time they were toppled.
Of course, that sounds romantic. But once you've raised this country to the ground, I wonder who will be left to rebuild. You talk of freedom. Freedom for whom?
Everybody.
There's a woman in my parish, 82. She's been hobbling to communion every day of her life, and now her grandson has forbidden it in the name of reason.
That's just one woman.
Over 200 priests were massacred in Verdun. There is talk of melting down church bells to make cannonballs. No one will be true enough or loyal enough. They will drench us all in blood.
Not if your night creatures do it first.
I'm building an army.
With vampires.
I'm making the alliances I have to for now.
The man I used to know would stare at himself now in disgust.
Yeah.
I've never been sinless, Tara.
There's a long way between sinless and harboring fucking night creatures.
Well said.
Come down to the choice of just one man, me.
Well, you have an ego.
Right.
You're not doing this for the sake of the church. You're doing this for the sake of your own vanity.
Yep.
I've often thought about Judas, but what would have happened if he hadn't done what he did? Was the whole world saved because of one man's betrayal?
I was a fool to trust you.
That's some justification.
If you hadn't met me, we wouldn't have Maria.
Oh, damn.
You said my father was dead.
Wishful thinking.
I promise you, Tara, I will keep her safe.
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want your protection.
How much for...
More than you've got, it looks like.
I could pay you back in vampire hunting.
If you can pay me in dishwashing, you'd have a deal.
You're not hunting vampires right now.
But the man over there says put it on his tab.
Thanks for dinner.
Well, you know what they say about a free dinner?
Did they say anything?
They say go back to where you came from and don't expect another one. Or maybe that's just me.
Okay.
Look, I didn't ask for any favors.
Where the fuck is the old man? Oh, fuck, another one.
Swore the next time you saw my face in this village, you would kill me. Give it your best.
Oof. Nice. Huh. So Richter's gonna get a teacher. You!
Whoa, who is this guy?
Well, I guess this makes me a man of my word.
He's got that old man strength.
It's a good thing I finished that.
If you can pay for your meals and carpentry.
Give me that.
You should have taken better care of him. I forgot how heavy that thing is. Too heavy.
Who are you?
Aren't you supposed to be clever?
What?
That's what Julia always said.
Who are you?
Grandfather?
I'm Just.
Zeus too.
Just Belmont. Your grandfather.
Nice.
So where have you been this whole time?
Yeah. Oh, man. Nice. We got another Belmont to the mix, and then someone to properly train Richter. I mean, you know, he only trained with his mom for like, I think he was like 10, he said. Everything else, he's kind of just been learning on his own, and he completely forgot, or has blocked his magic that he learned from his mom. So maybe this, he'll help him unlock it. But like you said, where's he been this entire time?
Yeah, I mean, I hope the guy helps him unlock his magic, because obviously, like, the trauma of losing his mom and believing he had no family.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think that is what's blocking his magic. Reconnecting with some family, a direct, hopefully that opens it up. But yeah, so you're the grandfather. Your daughter was slain by a vampire, leaving a grandson, and you're taking 10, 15, 20 years to show up? Like, I don't know. Why weren't you concerned about the kid when he was growing up?
Yeah. It's a good question. I think we're going to clearly get, like, I don't know, maybe a backstory next episode on where he's been and, like, why he sort of disappeared. I mean, because, like, it wasn't even just that he hasn't been here since his mom died or whatever. Or maybe he's been searching for him since that happened. But, like, he wasn't a part of his life, clearly, when his mom was raising him, because he had no idea who this guy was. He had no idea his grandfather was still alive.
I do wonder if maybe he kept his distance because he was a known Belmont and thinking that a 10-year-old boy might disappear into the world easier and not have such a target on his back. I mean, that's kind of the only thing in my mind where I go, I guess that maybe justifies him not being involved. But I mean, if that's not the case, then I do expect a damn good reason, to be honest.
Olrox said in the first one that it was, I think it was with Julia, like Richter's mom killed someone that he loved, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because mine just went to a place. I'm like, oh, did he maybe kill Olrox's love? And like, so Olrox killed her, like, in order to get back at him. But I don't think it was right that like she was the one that was responsible.
Well, unless maybe she did it because he had killed someone she loved.
Yeah.
You know, like the
cycle.
vicious, all the violence perpetuates more violence.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maria is the daughter of the, what is he, Reverend Archdeacon, whatever the proper...
Abbot, there it is.
I think I want to say another like bishop or something last time. I just can't get Abbot in my brain. It's
okay.
Not... I'm trying to wrap my head around the mom's love of the church, because right now it feels like... I don't know, like, aren't abbots supposed to be celibate? And yet obviously she was impregnated by one, so I I don't know. Part of my brain just goes to, was this really a happy place, or was this where you were kind of like groomed and preyed upon?
No, I think that, I mean, she said it was 17 years ago when she came over there, and she had fled because, like, you know, her village was killed by a bunch of vampires. And so, I mean, I don't know if like grooming's the right word, but I mean, she was a lost soul, and he does seem quite a bit older than her.
That's what I'm saying.
And so it probably, you know, wasn't the most proper relationship. Yeah, the more I think about it, I'm just more like it's
Right?
gross.
Like, it kind of leaves you with a dirty feeling.
Yeah. I had tracked that when she said, she was talking about like, oh, I can see it from here. And she was getting all wistful about the abbot. And like, she's like, oh, and I came over here. At first I thought she said 70 years ago. I'm just like, she couldn't say 70. It had to be like 17. I'm like, I wonder if that's the age of her daughter. But I thought her daughter was younger because her daughter just was like short and like young, youthful looking. So I thought she was just like, I don't know, more like 15 or something like that. I know it's not big of a difference, 2 years, but it is a big difference, like between 17 and 15.
Well, she came over 17 years ago. I mean, I'm gonna hope that.
Oh yeah,
it's not as filthy.
Wasn't like
as,
right away.
Exactly.
They were banging. Yeah. So yes, it could be like she came here 17 years ago, and the daughter's like, yeah, like, okay, all right, yeah, all right, that makes more sense. Wasn't just
she
like
arrived
she
and instantly impregnated.
Boom, bang. I'm here to bang. Yes, I mean, just a lot of revelations in this one. And then Annette getting her revenge. Yes, sweet revenge. And, you know, in true Bond villain fashion, he was telling his plot, but not like the plot as he's about to kill Bond, but the plot as he's about to die.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just floored that at no point did he realize that she was never going to let him out and just shut the hell up. Mm-hmm. I mean, and stop spilling the beans. Like, I you know, in the Bond villain form, it's usually the arrogance of superiority, which would be in line with this character. But given the circumstances he was in, it's also kind of like, you clearly have no upper hand anymore.
Well, I think that's what he's trying to get. I think, you know, at first maybe he was trying to escape, but then once he realized he was not going to, and she was definitely going to kill him, like, I think then he was just trying to put the fear of the devil inside her and just be like, okay, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to make you so afraid for the rest of your life. And like, you know, just tell you, like, I'm going to try to get as much satisfaction as I can. Like if I can just see like a little bit of fear in you, or like be in your nightmares a little bit, just once or twice after this, then, you know, it'll be worth it. And I think, you know, trying to get any sort of power in that situation, like that was his power. His power is trying to like last beyond the grave.
I mean, he started off with that, and then he just kind of like went into spilling all the plot, which was,
yeah,
I don't know. I found that less terrifying than where he started with like the psychology of, I bet you still wake up smelling burnt sugar, and like, I know what your mother sounded like before. I mean, like, that was stuff where like my stomach was twisting at just hearing the thought of that. And that's where in my brain, I'm like, well, he's never getting out now. I didn't think he was in the first place, but now he's definitely not. I loved the sort of inhale she had as the sun came up and he was destroyed. That feeling of peace that she found. Because that's what we all imagine is the other side of a revenge story, right? Is like, that's what you're hoping for, is that you get that closure and that peace from destroying that evil being. And so it was nice to see that she got that, because God, after everything she's been through lately, she earned it.
Yes, definitely earned it. I thought Ulrax and Drolta were gonna bang this episode. I mean, they kept talking about his hotel room and like how private it was. Too. And I'm just like, okay, so you guys are going off to bang, but maybe they're just like making a future bang appointment.
No, I'm not convinced that they're not going off to bang. I mean, he did open the gate for her and she went in. So like,
oh, I thought she flew away. I thought she went back and then like she saw that those are the bats that were flying away. That was her.
Oh, I thought those were just birds. Because like the sun was coming up. I thought it was just birds that were flying. I really thought they were going to bang.
I mean, yeah. So Ulrax is a true vampire and just bangs at anything.
I mean, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So like,
yes,
I'm sure he's explored a variety of appetites.
I still haven't gotten a good read on him. What his end goal is, what he wants.
No, but I thought the whole tie-in with Sekhmet and the ancient Egyptian goddess and all, that was fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that continues to evolve and where that all goes. I think in modern society, we tend to associate vampires with Eastern Europe. So seeing the possibility of them coming from ancient civilizations and what those connections could be and how that evolved, that that's just a very fun and new take.
So let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want our full reactions and early ad-free access, then check out Patreon. Links in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching Castlevania with us, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.
Oh, little Bucky.